In the late 1500s, before America became America, a small group of men, women, and children sailed across the Atlantic Ocean, chasing a dream of a new beginning. They came to a land of forests and storms, a place of both beauty and danger. The name of their dream was Roanoke. They built homes, planted crops, and raised their hopes on a small island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. But when a ship returned, just 3 years later, every single one of them was gone. No bodies, no graves, no signs of struggle. Only one word carved into a wooden post: Croatoan. That single word has haunted history for more than 400 years. The story begins in 1587. England wanted to claim its place in the New World, to compete with Spain and France in building colonies across the Atlantic. Sir Walter Raleigh, an explorer and favorite of Queen Elizabeth I, financed the expedition. He chose John White, an artist and map maker, to lead the new colony on Roanoke Island. 117 settlers joined the voyage. Among them was White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, and her husband. Not long after landing, Eleanor gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. To the settlers, she symbolized the start of a new life. But the dream soon began to unravel. The colony faced harsh conditions. Food was scarce, and the soil refused to grow enough crops. Relations with nearby native tribes were tense. Some tribes helped them, while others saw the English as invaders. By late summer, it was clear the settlers couldn't survive without help. John White decided to sail back to England to request supplies, promising to return as soon as possible. His people watched from the shore as his ship disappeared over the horizon, trusting they would see him again. But England was at war. The Spanish Armada was preparing to invade, and every ship was seized for battle. White begged for passage back to his colony, but his pleas were denied. 3 long years passed before he was finally allowed to return. When he reached Roanoke in 1590, he expected to see smoke from campfires, the laughter of families, the hum of a small village alive. Instead, there was silence. The settlement was empty. The homes had been carefully dismantled, as though the colonists had taken them apart by hand. There were no bodies, no graves, no remains. On a post, carved deeply into the wood, was the word Croatoan. On a nearby tree, 3 letters, C-R-O, were etched into the bark. Before he left, John White had told the settlers that if they were ever forced to move, they should carve the name of their new destination, and if they were in danger, they should add a cross beside it. There was no cross. White believed they had gone to Croatoan Island, now known as Hatteras Island, home to a friendly tribe. He wanted to search immediately, but a storm rose from the sea, damaging his ship and forcing the crew to turn back. White never returned to Roanoke. He went home to England, never knowing what became of his daughter, his granddaughter, or any of the people who had trusted him. Their disappearance became one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. Over the years, many theories emerged. Some believed the settlers moved south and were absorbed by local native tribes. Later reports described indigenous people with gray eyes, light hair, and who spoke fragments of English. Could they have become one with the people they once feared? Others believed they tried to sail home in a desperate attempt to survive, but were lost at sea. Some say they were attacked by hostile tribes, by the Spanish, or even by storms that swallowed them whole. But there were no signs of battle, no broken weapons, no burned structures. It was as if the entire colony simply vanished. Legends began to grow. In the centuries that followed, settlers claimed to see strange symbols carved into trees deep in the forests of North Carolina. In the 1800s, a series of carved stones known as the Dare Stones appeared, allegedly written by Eleanor Dare herself, describing sickness, death, and her lonely survival. Many were proven to be hoaxes, but some remain a mystery. Archaeologists have searched for answers for generations. They have found European artifacts, copper rings, tools, shards of pottery, but nothing that proves what truly happened. In 2012, researchers examined one of John White's old maps. Beneath a patch on the parchment, they discovered the faint outline of a fort drawn inland, about 50 miles west of Roanoke. Some believe it may have marked where the colonists relocated. Perhaps they tried to rebuild their lives away from the coast. Perhaps they succeeded for a while, but no one knows for sure. The Lost Colony of Roanoke has become more than a historical mystery. It's a symbol of hope, tragedy, and the fragility of dreams. 117 people crossed an ocean, believing they were building the future. Instead, they became ghosts of history. Today, Roanoke Island is quiet. The trees sway where their houses once stood. The waves wash gently against the shore that carried their last footprints. Tourists walk through the grass, unaware that they are standing on sacred ground, the resting place of a question that has never been answered. Some locals say that at night, when the wind is just right, you can hear faint laughter drifting through the woods. Others say they've seen small lights moving across the water, flickering like lanterns. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's memory. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Did they find safety on another island? Did they fall to hunger, sickness, or betrayal? Or did they vanish into the wilderness, leaving only whispers behind? We may never know, but as long as their story is told, they are not truly gone. The name Roanoke still carries the echo of their voices, and the carved word, Croatoan, remains their final message to the world. A single word left behind on a silent island, a message no one has ever fully understood. And perhaps we never will.